Hey, what is up guys? So I'm back and today we're going to be looking at something, depends on how you guys look at it, is either great, terrible, or yeah, we'll wait and see. So I guess let's talk about that. This is going to be regarding Venom. Now, I'm going to have to kind of walk you through a few steps throughout history to how we got to where we were. So originally Venom was rushed into Spider-Man 3 and Sam Raimi did not want him in, but the studio meddled with it. And the movie fell apart because of it, so they had to reboot. Now, at the time, they were also planning a Venom spin-off series, which after the bomb that happened in Spider-Man 3, that clearly went nowhere. Once again, we got into The Amazing Spider-Man, which was a clear-cut reboot of Spider-Man, and Venom was once again back on the table to somehow be involved with the franchise. Now, obviously, as history has shown us, this went nowhere yet again. The Amazing Spider-Man franchise literally came crashing and burning down back to the planet, much like Venom's asteroid, and nothing happened again, and Venom was scrapped. Well, during that time, of course, we actually had the, big Sony leak fiasco thing that happened, and we found out that they were moving forward with a bunch of various spin-offs. Sinister Six, which I covered here in depth because I know a source who gave me the legit whole script and how much of a bomb that travesty was. You guys can look it up on the channel if you want. It's like a 20-minute video where I talk about everything that was in the movie, but Venom was another one of these things that was kind of being discussed and then seamlessly went nowhere. Now, obviously came last February where literally the most impossible thing in the world happened when it comes to Hollywood. Two giant studios, which are rivals, agreed upon something that the fans wanted and obviously brought Spider-Man to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which leads us to what we're going to talk about today. Now, with that happening, we all kind of assume, we know from the email leaks what happens. Essentially, Marvel is developing the new movie along with Sony, and they're going to hold their hand with the Spider-Man franchise. In return, there's no money exchanged, but Spider-Man exists in the MCU, and Marvel can use them up to, I believe, 3 movies. And the upcoming 3 Spider-Man movies, which the second one has to be due out before the end of fiscal year 2019, which would be sometime around March 2020, has to be a second movie, and they're allowed to use 2 MCU characters per Spider-Man movie. So that's where everything kind of, we're like, okay, this is good, we can now relax, Spider-Man is back home. So we come to today's news that they're moving forward with a Venom movie. And then everybody starts rejoicing. All right, this is great. We're going to probably get Flash Thompson developed in, something like, over here in Spider-Man. We're probably going to have Eddie Brock show up so they could do 2 Venoms. You could do Agent Venom. You could do Venom. Doesn't matter. It's all good, right? Because Marvel's going to be overseeing this. They can't possibly fuck this one up, right? Except this is once again Sony. And now the guy that runs Sony is the guy that infamously ran Fox Studios into the ground with the worst 2 comic book movies, actually 4 worst comic book movies in existence. This would of course be back-to-back. He greenlit Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, X3, and X-Men Origins. This is the same guy who would wait for the director to fall asleep, would go onto the set and change what the set looks like because he didn't like the shade of blue. Okay, this is the guy that's running Sony right now. So they're gonna move forward with a Venom franchise, except Marvel isn't involved at all, and it's not going to be connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which then puts you at the same point you were at with The Amazing Spider-Man, which this is what no fan wants. Now, you can clearly tell how this came to be. The response to Deadpool is great. They're going, okay, we put Venom in a movie, we get Carnage in there, it's going to be rated R, everybody's going to rush to see it. Except you're running into the problem that without Peter Parker as Spider-Man and his back history built, introducing Venom is the dumbest move you can do since those 2 are literally interconnected. Like, you can't have one without the other. That's like having Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, be Captain America without ever explaining that he knew Captain America or ever talked to him or anything. Just think about how dumb that is. It's literally one of the dumbest moves you could do. And honestly, this is kind of really stupid. I just went over how many troubles Sony has been into for not listening to fans, and now they're literally going to go back to it, and to make it even worse, Avi Arad is still going to be attached to it. Now, if you guys know who Avi Arad is, you might as well just say, oh, he's pretty much lubing Venom up to just continuously buttfuck him for the next 10 years, because once he gets his hands on Spider-Man again, it's all downhill from there, and he's not involved with the whole Marvel deal. So it's, it's now starting to paint a picture of exactly what was shared with, the whole Spider-Man thing, which is obviously going to be everything involving Spider-Man, but not some of the elements that they want to expand, which is why we also heard that they could be doing a Sinister Six that's completely unrelated to everything in the MCU and Spider-Man, which once again, how do you use Spider-Man villains without having Spider-Man in it? And if it's a new Spider-Man, then no one's going to give a shit. Or if you bring back Andrew Garfield, even more people are going to give less of a shit because they're going to have a new Spider-Man out there. So it's literally a no win-win situation here, at least in my mind. You guys can let me know your thoughts on it below, down below, and I will probably discuss this on the upcoming podcast more in depth.